Hey, what's up? It's me, Collector John, and we have a very special video planned for you today because I just hit 10,000 subscribers, and I think that's pretty cool. I think it's cool that I have 10,000 subs now. I'm pretty excited about it. So I just wanted to do something, fun, just as kind of a thank you for being here, for being part of my YouTube journey, I guess. We're gonna do a game room and apartment tour. We're gonna check out the Collector John headquarters. I'm gonna show you guys what it's all about. I'm gonna show you all my stuff. I'm gonna show you what the bathroom in my apartment looks like, what's in my fridge, and maybe some more invasive stuff too. I don't know. Check it out. We're standing in a room that I don't normally film in. So that's pretty exciting. There's gonna be more where that came from for sure. So stick around. You don't want to miss it. And yeah, I've made an apartment tour video before of the last apartment that I lived in. That was like a year and a half ago. I think I posted that video, and then we moved into this apartment. And I was just watching that video today, and it was pretty funny. It was like a very sloppily made video, and my apartment was extremely messy and filled with clutter and all kinds of. It just seemed like I had garbage everywhere. So this new place that we're in, I tried to organize it a little better. And trying to keep it a little cleaner, I guess. There's probably still going to be some messy stuff in this video, like our bedroom just has a bunch of clothes all over the floor right now, but I don't really care. I didn't like clean up or anything for this video. I like to keep things raw and authentic, you know? The authentic Collector John experience. That's what we're getting today. So yeah, we're going to start looking around, I guess. I don't know. Let's get into it. Okay, folks, so this is the Collector John studio. This is where I film pretty much all my videos. You probably recognize this backdrop if you watched any of my videos before. And yeah, maybe some angles that you don't see. Like, I feel like you guys probably don't see this angle very much. You see a lot of this in the background. Maybe not so much of this, you know what I mean? Maybe not so much of this. This is my desk. We'll start over here. So yeah, this is my desk. It's the same desk that I had in my last apartment tour video. It's a little less cluttered, I guess. So I used to have a CRT here, and then my monitor, and then I would have the CRT monitor over here as well. So this used to be like a 3 CRT situation on this desk. I kind of stopped doing that because it's just, that's too many CRTs to have on a desk. It's just too much. So now I have, instead of a CRT, I have some other stuff over here. We have this cool lamp, this like kind of retro future sci-fi aesthetic lamp that I found at IKEA. It was like 20 bucks. I wouldn't recommend it because the assembly was like, it was terrible. Like you have to take this kind of lampshade thing and like stretch it around the circumference of the lamp and then line it up with these little slots. And that sucked. It took me like an hour to put that lamp together. Really hated doing that. I have a cool clock that I found at Goodwill. I think I found that in one of my videos a while ago. We have some blank CDs because I've been burning some CDs lately. That's pretty fun. And then yeah, over here's my PC setup. So we just have like a regular old 24-inch monitor and my Dell CRT that I'm still using. Really like that thing. For playing like old PC games, it's pretty awesome, like stuff from GOG or whatever. I think having a 4x3 CRT monitor for stuff like that is pretty sick. And this is where my Steam Deck lives. I have a nice little dock for it. I think this is like a $30 dock from Amazon. I really like it. You know, I know that Valve makes their own dock that's like 80 bucks, but I feel like you don't need to spend 80 bucks on a dock for your Steam Deck. That's just kind of silly. This is my chair that I bought last year. It's an S Racer. I don't know. It's like a kind of a crappy off-brand gamer chair, but it works. Like it's very comfortable. I feel like it's been a lot better for my back. Like I've had less back problems since I started using it, I think. Yeah, it's like maybe like 120 bucks. It's not like a really nice chair or anything, but she gets the job done. I took the arms off of it because I like to sit in this chair and play guitar. And if you have arms on the chair, that makes playing guitar really difficult. Speaking of guitar, here's my main axe. My guitar of choice. I sold my other 2 guitars and just bought this one instead. And this is a Yamaha Revstar. I really like it a lot. It's very versatile. Plays really well. You can kind of just play, you know, it'll play like many different genres of music and sound pretty good. Like I play a lot of thrash metal on it. It sounds pretty good for that. Like it's not a perfect thrash metal guitar, but it works for thrash metal. And then you can also just play regular stuff on it too, like clean sounding stuff. Sounds pretty good. It's just a nice, versatile instrument, so I like it a lot. And I don't actually have an amp anymore. I have this Line 6 Spider in here, but this is not mine. This belongs to a friend. I need to bring it back to them. I used to have a big orange half stack. You would have seen that in my last apartment tour video. And I sold that because it was completely unnecessary. It took up way too much space. And now I kind of, when I play guitar, I just plug right into my computer, right into this audio interface down here, and I just plug it right into a digital audio workstation and play that way with an amp modeler, and that works totally fine. So yeah. Then moving over this way, here's one of my retro gaming setups. So we have my classic green Prison CRT over here, a Zenith. It's pretty sick. And then I have an N64 hooked up to it. That's the only thing I have hooked up to it right now. I did have a PS1 hooked up to it for a while. I just didn't really use it with the PS1 that much, and I have a PS2 over there that plays PS1 games, so I moved the PS1 out of here to make room for some other stuff. We also have this JVC VCR hooked up to the Zenith TV. I don't really watch VHS that much anymore. I'm just not really as into it as I used to be, but still a good thing to have for, you know, if I ever feel like watching a VHS, I can do that. Down here is my PS1 collection. I just thought this shelf made sense to put my PS1 stuff, and yeah, so that's all my PS1 stuff. I have a camcorder right there that I'm pretty sure it still works. I don't use it that often, but the last time I used it, it worked totally fine. On this bottom shelf, we have some VHS and another camcorder, and then yeah, just a few of my VHS down here. Some horror movie stuff. This is not all of my VHS. I have a lot more, but this is just what I have. I think I talked about this copy of Coven in an earlier video, maybe. But this is really cool. If you know, you know, for sure. Repo Man, great movie. I think I found this copy of Sorcerer recently. That's a freaking awesome movie. Sorcerer is so good. It's directed by William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist. Okay, and then over here we have our two main shelves for my video game collection. And I'm really trying to keep my collection curated enough that I can fit pretty much all of it on these two shelves. Look, that's kind of my goal for now. It's to not have a ton of overflow stuff. I really just want to have these two shelves filled up and that's it. I'm definitely not 100% able to do that, just because, like, especially when I do the bulk unboxing videos, I just end up with a lot of stuff that I can't fit on these shelves. So I do have a bin in one of my closets that has like my overflow stuff. I'm really trying to keep it to that one bin. But yeah, let's look through these games a little bit. I'll show you guys my collection. We'll do like a thorough rundown of everything in my collection. How about that? That sounds pretty fun. So yeah, these top two shelves are PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable mostly. And I have them alphabetized. I did alphabetize these a few months ago. So everything is alphabetized now, which is great. I have my DMC 5th Anniversary Collection, which is a little beat up, but this is still a really cool collection. I think I bought that in like 2019, so I think it was like, I paid 20 bucks for it. So it's definitely a little pricier now, I think, but again, my copy's a little beat up. That's fine, I don't care. And then yeah, here's the rest of the top shelf. Yeah, PS2, that's some good stuff. Here's shelf number 2. Yeah, I like my PS2 collection. My PS2 collection feels pretty curated, which is nice. You know, when we get into the Xbox and Xbox 360 stuff that I have, it's a little less curated just because I really like those consoles, and I just end up with a bunch of stuff for those two consoles specifically. But yeah, here's the PSP stuff as well. We got a copy of Hackers. I think I have that movie on UMD, and then maybe one more, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's the other one that I have in UMD. But yeah, again, fairly curated PSP collection. I also have some loose games in this little case here. There's actually some bangers in this case. I kind of forgot what's in here, so let's take a look. I just remember there's like some pretty good stuff. Yeah, so we have Final Fantasy Tactics, Metal Gear Acid, freaking classic. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, classic. Kingdom Hearts something, I don't care. Crisis Core, classic. Got a couple more in here. Let's pull these out. This is good content, just me trying to pull UMDs out of a sack with one hand. We got Medieval Resurrection. It's a pretty good game. Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, classic. Namco Museum, that's fine. And last but not least, Metal Gear Acid. Oh, this is the first Metal Gear Acid, and then over here, this is Metal Gear Acid 2. Metal Gear Acid Squared. So yeah, those are my loose UMDs. Some of these are games that my friend gave to me, which is pretty cool. But yeah, nice little PSP collection. This I've talked about before. This is like one of my favorite things that I have in my collection, and I bought this in like 2006 or 2007. I bought this, and I still have it. So, you know, great little collection, amazing games. some of my favorite games of all time in that collection. And it's just interesting that you can get Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation 1 in a PlayStation 2 style case that says PlayStation on the side. That's really cool, you know, that's pretty sick. I also have these two long box PS1 games on this shelf just because they don't really fit on this other PS1 shelf down here, so I just put them up here. And we have Alien Trilogy and Mortal Kombat 3. Those are my only two long box PS1 games, but those are both pretty good ones to have in long box, so yeah, not bad. Moving on down to the next shelf, we have our PS3 stuff. Yeah, again, fairly curated, don't have a ton of PS3. I do like the PS3 a lot. I think the PS3 is a lot of fun. Some highlights for me on the PS3 would have to be Demon Souls. That's just a classic. Folklore is really cool. I still haven't played this. I really, really want to play this. I haven't gotten to it yet. Metal Gear Solid 4, obviously. I think I bought my PS3 that I currently have in 2021, and I've played through this game twice, like since I bought that PS3, because I love this game so much. Metal Gear Solid HD collection as well. Really, really happy to have that. Shadows of the Damned. This is kind of a slightly more valuable game to have on PS3. I think I paid $17 for this copy, and I bought it back when I bought that PS3 in 2021. But that was a pretty good price for that game back when I bought it. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Trilogy. This is interesting. I think I'm actually going to sell this because I was playing through Splinter Cell 1 on my Xbox Series X recently. I had my disc copy of Splinter Cell, and I was playing that in the Series X, and I wanted to compare it to this version of Splinter Cell, and these remasters are not very good at all. The frame rate's actually really bad, and they are widescreen, but they don't really look that good. So I think playing them through backwards compatibility on the Xbox Series X is a much better way to play those, or just playing on my PC. We have a very, very small Vita collection here. I kind of downsized my Vita stuff just because I just wasn't really playing a lot of them, and the ones that I have here are the ones that I think I'd actually be interested in playing. Lumines and Persona 4 Dancing All Night, for sure would want to play that. Tearaway, for sure would want to play that. Persona 4 Golden, absolutely. But I do love Final Fantasy X, and I would for sure play that version of it on the Vita. And yeah, and that's when we start getting into the PS4 stuff. For some reason I put Final Fantasy 15 at the front here. That's not alphabetized correctly. I'll fix that later, I don't know. But yeah, we start here, we move down here. Yeah, I've accumulated a fair amount of PS4 stuff over the last couple years. I've gotten kind of into the PS4. Psychonauts 2, that's a good one. That's my Resident Evil area. I still need to get 3. For some reason, Resident Evil 3, it's still like $20. I don't know why. I don't want to pay $20 for it, but I feel like it's probably not going to go down anymore, so I probably should just pick that one up. I also need to get 5 and 6, which were remastered on the PS4, and then I think the 2 Origins games are on the PS4 maybe, and I think that's all of them. So that's 5 more though. That's a lot. That's a lot more Resident Evil to get on the PS4, but I would like to have all those on the PS4, just because I really like Resident Evil. I don't know. And then we're finishing off the PS4 down here. Yeah, I don't know. PS4 is great. This is awesome. This Dark Souls collection, love having that. And then we actually get into some not video game stuff. I figured, it kind of made sense to put my Blu-ray collection next to the PS4 stuff. The cases kind of look similar. And I didn't really have anywhere else to put my Blu-rays, so I put them on this shelf. And yeah, these are all my Blu-ray movies that I own. I also have some 4K movies and some Criterion Collection stuff that I have on a different shelf in the living room. We'll look at that in a little bit. But yeah, these are all my movies. I think I've thrifted probably 80% of these. I just found these at Goodwill for the most part. There's a few that I would have bought at Mega Media Exchange. But yeah, that's my movie collection. That's my PSP right there. I have it charging. I think I was playing Gran Turismo for the PSP in here. What do I have in here right now? Oh yeah, I was actually playing Dirt 2 for the PSP. Dirt 2 for the PSP is terrible. That's not, I'll talk about that in a later video, but that's not a good game at all. Very disappointing. Here's something else that I'm going to talk about in a later video. We'll move that out of the way. And then this is my Nintendo stuff. We have this cord from the PSP that's in the way. So yeah, kind of a modest GameCube collection here. We have Geist that I just picked up, which is pretty cool. I put this in a new case. We have a couple Resident Evil games, really good things to have on the GameCube. Beautiful Joe, that's a good one. Yeah, not a crazy GameCube collection at all. Metroid Prime 1 and 2, those are classics. I feel like I should have Wind Waker. I did have a copy of Wind Waker and I sold it. I don't know, sometimes I sell things and then later on I'm like, why did I sell that? I don't know, but it is what it is. The Wii collection, I've pared down my Wii collection a bit. I used to have a decent amount more stuff on the Wii. There's a few things that I really don't need, like this Ghostbusters game. I don't really need that. But, you know, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Twilight Princess. I don't have Skyward Sword. I should probably have Skyward Sword. We have a Super Mario Bros. That I found at Goodwill, and I never took the sticker off for some reason. I need to remove that. Mario Kart, which I can't remember if I actually have this in here or if it's just an empty case. Let's check. Okay, I do actually have it in here. This was just an empty case at some point. Oh wait, I remember now. So here's what happened. This copy of New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii had a Mario Kart in it when I found it at Goodwill. And then I had this empty Mario Kart case. So I put the Mario Kart disc in this case, and now this case is empty. I don't know, that's really stupid. That's some classic Collector John tomfoolery for you. And then yeah, we got No More Heroes. That's a classic. Obscure the Aftermath, a sequel to Obscure. I really like Obscure. I think that's a pretty cool game. We have Pikmin for the Wii. That's a good version of Pikmin. Some Rock Band stuff. I'll show you what I have a pretty good Rock Band situation going on in this apartment. I'll show that to you guys later. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for the Wii. Down here we have some strategy guides and magazines. Not a ton of stuff, but you know, I've accumulated some strategy guides. So we have a nice little strategy guide collection here. And then my official Xbox magazines. You know, I want to get more of these, but I don't have a ton of room to put this stuff right now. But I do really like looking through these old official Xbox magazines. I think those are super fun to look through. And then over here, this is kind of a bad looking area. I don't really know how else to deal with this situation, but this is basically like all my handheld stuff. And I have them all in different hard cases, different soft cases, and then I kind of just like stacked them all up in this little corner here. But yeah, like here's my Nintendo DS. I have a pretty nice case for that one, and I just have it in there. That's my main DS that I use. I think I also have an old silver one in here somewhere, but I mostly use this DS Lite. And then you know, this is a case for my Switch. Oh god, see, this is why this is a bad situation. This is a Game Boy Advance case that has nothing in it, because I found a different Game Boy Advance case that I liked more. It's my PS Vita in here. Let's look at the Vita. I haven't even like touched my Vita in quite a while. Let's touch my Vita together. Here we go. Is that the name of the new Katamari Damacy game? Let's Touch My Vita, featuring Collector John. Boop. There we go, we touched it. I think this is where my silver DS lives. Let's touch that one too. This is fun, I'm having a good time. It's really hard to, okay, this is where we have problems. This is where I'm trying to open stuff. Okay, screw this. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, there she is. There's my old silver DS. The old silver DS is cool, like the original model. They're cool. I don't like the screen on it. The screen kind of sucks. But you know, overall I do like the design of that original DS quite a bit. I think I have some loose Wii U games in here that a friend gave me. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, there's just a bunch of loose Wii U stuff in here. Yeah, you know. And then here's a loose copy of Jedi Survivor for the PS5. I don't know why I had that in there. This is my case for my PSP. I really like this case for the PSP. I think it looks cool. I don't know. Forgot to mention my Super Nintendo collection here. Not a ton on the Super Nintendo, and I'm thinking about actually selling my Super Nintendo and all these games just because I never use my Super Nintendo anymore. Okay, so now we're moving over to the second shelf, which is mostly Xbox and Xbox 360 stuff. Actually, it's all Xbox and Xbox 360. But let's see what we have here. So top shelf, it's looking a little slap shot here because there's some stuff that I like pulled out to play, so that's kind of why it looks a little ramshackle right now. But yeah, here's the first row of stuff. Some pretty good stuff here. You know, Dino Crisis 3, classic. Everyone's favorite Dino Crisis. I like Dino Crisis 3. I think it's cool. I don't know. It's a sick game. This copy of Deus Ex Invisible War has a label on it. That's on the artwork, so that's why I haven't removed that. I probably should just remove it anyway. A few more things at the end here. Furious Karting. I played that in one of my videos. That game's not very good. We have Genma Onimusha. It's a good version of Onimusha. Onimusha's cool. I like that game. We have my Grand Theft Auto duo pack here with 3 and a Vice City. That's pretty sweet. And then yeah, moving along, we have a bunch of Halo stuff. Obviously, we have a Halo 2 Steelbook that's a little worse for wear. I've seen worse copies of Halo 2 Steelbook, but you know, it's not bad. And then yeah, here's the rest of the shelf for you. Some pretty cool stuff there. This has some more loose games in it. We have some loose games in this little guy here. I'm not going to look through all that stuff. I don't know, just it's not that interesting. Moving down to the next shelf. Here we go. Here's everything. Obscure, talked about that earlier. That's a really cool horror game. Panzer Dragoon, classic, love it. Psychonauts, where'd it go? Right there. Psychonauts is very cool. This copy of Raise as Hell also has a sticker on the artwork, which again, I should just remove that. It's just kind of, just a little lazy about removing stickers, especially if they're on the artwork. Like, I try to not have any, stickers on the outside of my cases that are like visible. Well, this one, I guess this one has some stickers on it. This one just had so many that I thought it was funny, and I just left all of them on because it's just such a horrible looking copy. Like, it has all this like marketing stuff already on the artwork, and then we added like 90 stickers on top of that because it's an EB Games copy. Anyway, yeah, so Raise as Hell, sticker on the artwork, a couple Silent Hill games there. My Scream collection on DVD. I don't know why I put it there. That's just where it ended up. Going on to the next shelf, we have some more Xbox stuff. Indeed. Stubbs the Zombie. I should play this. I have a copy of this and I still haven't played it. But that would be a good one to check out soon. We have both Suffering games, which is pretty sick. Superman. I remember a lot of these were in my big original Xbox unboxing video from last year. And a lot of them were like pretty beat up. I did get most of those resurfaced, so they're looking a lot better. The Thing, that's a really cool game. It just came out with a remaster for this. Night Dive Studios put that out. Their remasters are really good. Their Dark Forces remaster that they put out was really good, and I will probably pick up the remaster for this game as well. I have a couple Time Splitters games here. I really want to get the first Time Splitters on PS2. That's the only Time Splitters that I don't have. Toe Jam Mineral 3 is, it's kind of mid. It's kind of a more valuable Xbox game, but I don't really like it that much. We have my Tony Hawk stuff here. I was just playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X the other day. I'll put that back in there. Yeah, I think I also just picked up a copy of American Wasteland. So I think now that I have American Wasteland, I think I just need the first Tony Hawk Underground, and then I have all of them on the Xbox. Toxic Grind, that's a Tony Hawk-like, where you ride a bike. I don't know. We got the Warriors over here. We got Whacked. Those are both pretty solid. And yeah, that's all the Xbox, all the original Xbox. So, I definitely don't have the most amazing original Xbox collection you've ever seen in your life, but that's some pretty good stuff. I'm still proud of it. I try to be pretty frugal about my collecting, so there's plenty of original Xbox games that I don't have just because they're cost prohibitive, And then moving on down here, we have the Xbox 360 stuff. These shelves are a little messy. I just have a bunch of stuff sitting out that I was playing that I haven't put away yet. So that's what all this extra stuff sitting here is. But we can still look through our Xbox 360 collection and see what we're working with here. So yeah, we have, we have some interesting stuff like Atlas, Madness Returns. Then we have some not so interesting stuff like Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. We got Armored Core 4 and 5. Those are both pretty cool. We have a BioShock Ultimate Collection, freaking classics. We have Child of Eden Classic. Great video game. You should play that one. We have our collector's edition copy of Prey, which is pretty cool. We have our Dark Souls 2 Steelbook, which is pretty cool. Then moving on down to the next shelf, we have, Darksiders, Dark Void, Dead Rising, the Dirt games, Dirt 2, one of the best racing games of all time. We have a Skyrim collector's edition. We have some Fear games. I think the only one I'm missing now is Fear 3, which I still don't have. Here's a couple things that I have been messing around with recently. Chrono Cross. I really like to play more of this. I mean, it's a longer JRPG, but that game seems pretty cool. Moving on down to the next shelf, we have some more stuff. We have Gun, which I just got in a recent video. We have Lost Odyssey. That's another JRPG that I'd really like to play. And yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff there. We have a PS2 light gun right there that I've been messing around with, because I have Time Crisis 2 right here. And some other PS2 light gun games that I picked up recently I've been using with this light gun. So it's just been kind of sitting here for now while I kind of been using it a little bit. Need for Speed Most Wanted, that's another banger that I picked up in a recent video. And then last shelf here on the bottom, just some more cool Xbox 360 stuff. Some more Resident Evil here. The Saboteur. Oh, man, I still haven't played this. I really want to play that. There's too many games. Too many games that I want to play. It's a problem. But I like having them. Just so when I do finally have the time to play them, or I get in the mood to play a specific game, I can just pull it off the shelf and play it. And I think that's really fun and fulfilling, and that's why I collect physical games, you know what I mean? Got this copy of Tenchu Z here. This one I think has gone up in value a little bit. I didn't really like it. I played a couple hours and I just didn't think it was very fun. It is FromSoft, you know, so that made me want to check it out just because, you know, FromSoft, I don't always love their games, but they're always doing interesting stuff. This one I didn't love it. I don't know. Witcher 2 on the 360, this is another one I'd like to check out soon. It's been a long time since I played The Witcher 2, and I've never played the 360 version. I just want to see what that version is like, you know? Really small amount of Xbox One games over here. That's going to change very soon. We're going to have a lot more Xbox One games to try to find a home for very soon. You will learn more about that in an upcoming video. And these are all of my original Xbox demo discs. So yeah, we got you know, a bunch of demo discs for the original Xbox, which I like having these. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the second shelf there. So now you've seen everything that I have in my shelves. Well, except for this stuff on the top. Let's look at this stuff on the top really quick. I'll show you what I got up here. Yeah, so I have my Alien action figure. You've probably seen that before. My PlayStation Classic box that has nothing in it. This PS3 box has a PS3 in it. Disc holder thing, Sony PlayStation branded disc holder thing. We have my Lord of the Rings playing cards. My Xbox Oreos, which I ate all the Oreos and then I put the box up on my shelf because I'm a psycho. Xbox headset, I don't know why I even have that box. I should just get rid of that, honestly. This 20th anniversary controller box is pretty cool. I'll hang on to that. My Death Stranding PS4, my pride and joy. Still have the Death Stranding PS4 back here, and I still use it. I will talk about that in a second. Guitar Hero 2 box that does have a guitar in it. I think I put a guitar in here. Maybe I didn't. I have two PS2 Guitar Hero guitars. I just can't remember if I put one of them in that box or not. And then I have two, oh, here's an orange box, strategy guide. But then I have two Xbox 360s complete in the box. So yeah, both of these have 360s in them. And they're in various states of disrepair. They both work. I think this one is like the first iteration of the 360. So it has like the original motherboard that's like very prone to red ringing. So I just don't really use it. I made a whole video about this Xbox. You can go watch that. It's like very complete in box. Like everything is still in the original bags. So that's kind of why I have this, because I just think it's really cool, even though I don't use the Xbox. And then this Xbox 360 Arcade, I do use it sometimes. The disc drive is a little finicky, but it does work. So yeah, I don't know. I have a little boombox here. It's kind of cool. I don't really use it that much. And yeah, that's everything for real. So yeah, we have this little corner over here. This is my hoarder corner. This is where I put things and I don't know where else to put them, and I should probably just get rid of them. This is probably like the one part of this office that I'm not very happy with, is just the fact that I have thrown a pile of stuff in this corner. But it is just that one corner that's really messy. I think the rest of this office is, you know, fairly well put together. It's, you know, it's a little messier than usual right now just because I have this amp and like I have a bunch of stuff on my desk and whatnot and all these games that are sitting out. But generally, I try to keep this fairly organized. I have a little pegboard system here where I keep some controllers and other peripherals. There's actually usually more stuff on it. I had stuff off that I was using, like that light gun down there, or like this GameCube controller. Yeah, I had stuff that I took off, so it usually looks a little more complete, I guess. Here's my Xbox 360 Explorer controller for Guitar Hero on the Xbox 360, which is pretty sick. Then below that pegboard, we have my main retro gaming setup. We have Roy. Roy's always looking out for me. He's always making sure that nobody's messing with my retro gaming setup. So that's what he's doing. He's pretty chill like that, you know. He's just hanging out. But yeah, I have this 24-inch Sony CRT. It's a Sony Wega. I don't remember the exact model number. It does have Trinitron tubes in it, so it looks really good. It does have some like minor geometry issues, but it's overall like in very good working order for an older CRT. It looks really good. And then these are my three consoles that I have hooked up underneath. We have a fat PS2, original Xbox, and a Sega Dreamcast. I have a Wii in here that I use mostly for GameCube. I play Wii stuff on this TV sometimes, but not that often. Behind this door is kind of a nightmare situation. Yeah, it's just like a power strip with a bunch of cables, and then my AV selector, component AV selector, which I do use a lot. It is very useful. So yeah. Well, since we're here, I think we have to do an Xbox startup. So let's do that really quick. That's always fun. Hell yeah. So if you watched my last apartment tour video from 2023, you'll notice that this Lego shelf is pretty similar. Like, it's a lot of the same stuff on here. I do have some new sets, like this Viking village that's very cool. I think I like briefly mentioned Lego in my last video, and then I had a lot of people who wanted to see more of my Lego stuff. So we'll just quickly go over all the sets that I have in my collection. This is a Horizon Zero Dawn set, or Forbidden West set. I don't know which one it's from specifically. We have the Galaxy Explorer. Galaxy Explorer, this is one of the best Lego sets you can buy right now. I think it's still for sale. They might have retired it now. But this is just like a $100 set. It's based on a cool, like, retro set. They just kind of like updated it and made it look a little nicer. And yeah, they're selling it for $100. I think it went on sale for $80. And that's just like, that's an amazing value for $80. Like, you're not going to get much better value out of Lego than the Galaxy Explorer. And it's also just like a really sick Lego set. The Millennium Falcon, I still have that one. The Razor Crest, I still have that one. A couple smaller ones over here. Here's an Avatar set. I'm not like a huge Avatar fan, but I like just kind of underwater themed Lego sets, and I saw this one at a secondhand store for a pretty good price, so I picked it up. All my sets are a little dusty right now. I need to do a dusting on all of these. Yeah, we have an Indiana Jones set down here. This one I also got for like $30, which is a really good price for that. We have the Dagobah Yoda's hut over here. This one is part of a bigger set that also features a TIE Interceptor, which I'll show you in a second. And then just a couple Rebel Resistance starfighters down here. We have some unbuilt sets that I have yet to work on down here. These are cool. These like little alien sets. I really like those. I'm excited to build those at some point. Then we have another shelf up here with some more Lego, mostly Imperial stuff. Here's the TIE Interceptor that I was talking about. Really cool. I like the TIE Interceptor a lot. I think I got the TIE Interceptor with the Mandalorian Fang Fighter. I think that's what that one's called. It's like a combo set that has both of those models in it. I got it on sale for, I think, $62. Pretty good deal for that. TIE Bomber, also very cool. And then the Imperial Probe Droid, also very sick. So just like a cool assortment of like Imperial stuff. I think those look good together on that shelf. I guess I'll show you guys my artwork really quick. My artwork situation in here is kind of weird. Like, it's kind of a mishmash of different styles, but this area in particular, I kind of wanted this to evoke like stuff that your grandpa would have in his office. That's kind of what I was going for. This is my grandpa, by the way. He was really into trains, and he had this portrait commissioned of him, you know, with a train station in it. I'm not sure exactly what train station this is. I think it's probably a real place. I wish I knew that. I could probably ask my dad, and he might know. But that's just kind of a cool painting of my grandpa, and I really love my grandpa. He was a great guy. I miss him a lot, so I like having this painting up here. I have this Milwaukee Sundown artwork that I found at a thrift store. It looks like it's probably from the 80s or 90s. You can walk down from my apartment down to the pier that this angle is kind of looking at, and you can see this exact angle, and I like it. I think it's cool. I like this font, this weird Milwaukee Sundown font. It's really sick. I don't know, I like it. And then over here we have my Wings Over Wisconsin painting by John W. Clark. And again, this is just like something that I feel like a grandpa or my grandpa would have in his office, and I like the vibe of it. I'm not like super pro-military or anything, but I believe this plane is a KC-135 Stratofueler. I think that's what it's called. I might be wrong. You can correct me in the comments. And then it is flanked by two A-10s there. So A-10s are very sick. And over here we have Kim Kitsuragi from Disco Elysium, one of my favorite characters in games. And got a Blade Runner Laserdisc over there. So that's kind of the artwork situation. I showed these two pieces earlier. This is something that my partner drew that I think is really cool. It has like an Xbox on it hooked up to a little CRT, and then someone who stayed up too late playing Xbox and their eyes are melting. That's kind of how I interpret it. Burning the midnight oil. I don't know. I think that's pretty freaking sick. And then this piece here is a poster from the Switch version of Kentucky Route Zero, which is one of my favorite narrative adventure games. Kentucky Route Zero is freaking amazing. So yeah, that's kind of the artwork situation. Just a couple more things to show in here. I have another gaming station set up over here. We have this 32-inch Sony Bravia that I have hooked up to a Xbox 360 and a PS4. I just thought this kind of smaller, older flat panel Sony kind of fits in with these, you know, older HD consoles. You know, PS4 still doesn't feel that old to me, but it is an older console, so it makes sense having it hooked up to a smaller TV like this. And this is a 360 Slim, works really well. Have a few just random 360 games that I've been playing recently over here. Some PS4 stuff over here too. I did have a PS3 over here as well at one point. That's why I have these here. And then yeah, my Death Stranding PS4, which the legs for it broke, which was unfortunate. It came with like these really, really cheap legs, and they just kind of broke. So I want to get like a better stand for it. It's not really standing up on anything right now, which I know isn't ideal, but it's not the end of the world. And I do still use this thing occasionally. Like I have a PS5, so I don't have like a great reason to have this other than I just really like the Death Stranding PS4, and this is kind of a sentimental piece for me. It does still have PT installed on it. If you know, you know. I've talked about that before. And then next to that, we have another, we have some more Lego. We have this Droideka, which is really cool. That was like a more recent pickup, and I think that's a really cool model. We have another transparent prison TV over here. This one does work. It's not plugged in right now. It doesn't have anything plugged into it. It's kind of just a decoration right now, but it does look pretty cool. And then this dresser is pretty important. I have a lot of stuff in this dresser. At one point, it was a little more organized. Like, it's still fairly well organized, but it's kind of gotten messier over time. But it's basically like this top shelf. This is just all cables. And then more cable stuff over here as well. I have some like claws that I use for dusting there. The second drawer is just kind of a mishmash of random stuff. This is there's all cameras over here, Walkman, CD player, VHS-C for my camcorder, another tape player over here, some like WD-40 and electric contact cleaner, my hand vacuum. It just kind of turned into like a drawer filled with random crap, but I do kind of remember what I have in here, and if I need something, I know that it's in here. I can just pull open this drawer and get it. So, you know, I have a system. It's just not a great system. This next drawer is controllers. So yeah, this is just all controllers. I have a Bluetooth keyboard in here too. But yeah, these are just all like spare controllers, and I do pull stuff out of here sometimes, and it's good to just have a single drawer where all my controllers live. And then in here we have, this is all music stuff. So there's like some pedals and a drum machine, a strobe light. That's music related. Some XLR cables, stuff like that. So this is a project. I was using this Halo Edition Xbox for a while with no problems. Now a couple of the capacitors are leaking, and I need to replace them. They're not leaking badly at all. It's just like I can tell that the top of these two capacitors is starting to like burst a little bit. And there's like graphic artifacting on the screen. Like it'll still run, but when I plug it in and try to play stuff on it, there's some like weird artifacting on the screen. So I think they're like GPU related capacitors. It's these capacitors over here that are starting to wear out. So you can kind of see the top of that one. There's a little bit of stuff coming out. This one over here, same thing. You know, they're not like leaking all over the motherboard, so it's not a huge, it's not like I don't feel like it's a super time sensitive thing. Like eventually they will start leaking on the motherboard, but I think if I can get this project done this year, I'll be happy. I will get around to it at some point this year. And I want to use this Xbox again. Like this Xbox is really cool. I'd rather use this one than that regular one I have over there. But again, it's just like giving me some issues right now, so I haven't been using it until I can get that stuff fixed. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Collector John Studio. Like I said, it is actually a little messier right now than it usually is. But I'm pretty happy with the space, and I feel like I keep it fairly well organized and free of clutter as much as I can. It is like kind of a smaller space, you know, so I feel like I'm kind of doing a lot with the small amount of space that I have, and it's trying to keep it as organized as possible while doing that. So yeah, it's fun. I really like this room. Ideally a bigger room would be nicer, but working with the smaller space is kind of fun, and it's very cozy in here. I like these big windows a lot. I keep this wolf blanket up because there's like a window to our neighbor right there. So I keep this wolf blanket up to kind of block them from seeing me doing my Collector John stuff in here. They don't need to be seeing that. There's a skull in a cage up there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's keep looking around. So this is kind of the main hallway of our apartment that all of the different rooms connect to. There's my office right there again. We keep all this cat stuff in here, and it's kind of just perpetually here all the time because our kitties are spoiled and they need to have all their stuff out all the time. And they have a little scratching post. This was like a footrest from an IKEA chair, and at one point we just had it moved out here when we were moving stuff around, and the cats like immediately sat on it and commandeered it. And then we just haven't moved it since then. Like it just lives here now because they love sitting on it. So it looks really bad, but we don't care because our cats love it. Speaking of cats, this is our kitty Fern. We got her back in August, and she's really sweet. Yeah, I know, sweetie. You've never been on camera before. She's kind of a handful, honestly, but she's a really good cat. We do love her quite a bit, and she gets along very well with her brother, who is back there. We'll say hi to him in a minute. Yeah, here's their little cat tower. They sit on that a lot. But yeah, that's this hallway, the like central hub. I'll show you guys the kitchen really quick. It's a really nice kitchen in this apartment. Yeah, so we have like a cool island. We have all these cool glass cupboards. These like built-in cupboards are great. Really nice stove. Kitchen is not very clean either. We have a nice double farmer sink with some dirty dishes in it. This cool old light. This is like very retro looking, but that's pretty sweet for sure. Over here we have a nice little nook. We mostly eat breakfast over here, not so much dinner. It's more of like a breakfast and lunch nook, but we really like it for that. We have a nice money tree here with some leaves are looking a little worse for wear, but I think this money tree is still doing okay. This is Fern's favorite window. She loves looking out this window. She's always over here, and it's super warm today, so she's absolutely loving it. Aren't you, sweetie? Yeah, I know you are. You love it so much. And yeah, that's kind of the kitchen. This is a really, really nice kitchen. Probably the nicest kitchen I've ever had in an apartment that I've rented. And we cook a lot, so it's nice to have a good kitchen for that. It also has a nice walk-in pantry over here. Kitty litter down there. And yeah, a bunch of food and stuff for cooking. And let's see what we got in the fridge. We got some kimchi and some Mountain Dew Code Red. So, you know, for gut health. The staples. So yeah, moving along. I guess we'll check out the living room. Well, we got a cool closet here. It's a really nice jacket closet. Fern also loves this closet, so she's always trying to get in there and get locked in the closet. She likes doing that. Back down the hallway. So this is the main living area, which is really nice. This is a really nice sized living room. It's a little more cluttered than usual right now. We just have a couple, like our exercise bike and a drying rack over there that we don't normally have those out, so it just looks a little more cluttered. But yeah, it's my main like media center. We watch movies and TV here. I play my PS5 and my Xbox Series X. Have some loose cables that look kind of dumb right now, but whatever. Got my Switch with my Nitro Cradle deck. It's pretty cool. We have another Switch down here. That's my partner's Switch and a Wii U. And what else we got over here? We have a PS3 that I have hooked up to this TV right now. PS3 Super Slim, and just a random assortment of games that I was playing on my PS3 and some stuff that I was playing on my Series X recently as well. So some backwards compatible stuff. It's pretty cool. Got some DVDs down here. Still a little bit of my DVD collection, like mostly horror stuff. Got some mystery science theater down there, which is pretty cool. And this is my hi-fi setup, which I've definitely showed this in videos before. But yeah, I have like a Fluence record table and a pretty nice Technics tape deck and a Sony single tray CD player. I definitely prefer single tray over having a big like 5 or 10 CD changer. I just don't really like those very much. I like the simplicity of something like this, you know. And I do listen to CDs a lot. I listen to tapes. I listen to records. Like I actually do use all this stuff. You can see down here I have a pretty substantial record collection. You know, I'm not going to go through every single one of my records, but here's one shelf for you. Yeah, so we have some Sonic Youth, some Springsteen, some Sun, some Animal Collective, a few different horror movie soundtracks, Boards of Canada. Most of these shelves are alphabetized. I have some just like random stuff on the side there. But yeah, that's my record collection pretty much. I have way too many. I have a little shelf up here to display some stuff that I'm listening to. I have some Klaus Schultz from Tangerine Dream. This Moon Lake record is pretty cool. Cocteau Twins CD, Brian Eno CD, you know, the classics. Have this is a Dope Smoker by Sleep. If you know that album, you probably recognize this album art. It's some of my favorite album art of all time. So I bought a poster and had it framed. Actually, my dad had it framed for me, but it looks really cool up there. And yeah, we have a fireplace in here that looks really awesome. It is not operational as far as I know. Like I would not start a fire in this thing. The chimney has probably never been cleaned, so I wouldn't start a fire in it, but it does look really cool. And you can like put stuff on it, like plants and artwork and candles and incense. stuff like that. Here's a cool Uncut Gems poster. I love that movie. This is our couch. It's looking a little sloppy right now. It's just an IKEA couch. I don't remember which one exactly. It was like, you know, maybe 900 bucks. So it's not like a crazy nice couch, but it works for this space and it is pretty comfortable. And I think it looks cool. So, but yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of the setup for, you know, video games and movies and TV and stuff. We definitely spend a lot of time hanging out in this space for sure. And then behind the couch, we have Mr. Biscuits over here. Here's Yeti. Hi, buddy. This is my cat, Yeti. You've seen him in videos before. He's really, really sweet. He's such a good boy. He does love his new sister. They get along pretty well. He gets annoyed with her sometimes, but usually they're like playing and cuddling and just having a good time together. So yeah, they're both really, really good kitties. And I know, buddy. I'm sorry I woke you up. He's probably super annoyed with me right now, but he's fine. Look at him. He's okay. He's happy as a clam. And yeah, like I said, there's some clutter in this space right now. Just I haven't put this exercise bike away because I was using it this morning and we were drying some clothes. But yeah, we have this big bay window with some big plants in it. These windows are pretty awesome. There's another one like this in our bedroom that I'll show you guys. But yeah, they look really cool. And you have a pretty good view of the street from out here. We can always see what's going on out there. Then I have a little desk over here that I mostly use it to put like in progress Lego projects on it. So this is the Mars VTOL Technic set. I'm like maybe halfway through building this, but that's a really cool set. This A-frame cabin, my partner and I have been building this together, and this has been really fun to do. We're like maybe 2/3, 3/4 of the way through that one. This Lego treehouse we just finished a couple months ago, and that's a pretty awesome set. That was really fun to build. Had a really good time with that one. But yeah, that's just kind of a nice little desk, nice little extra space to have. And then this is like a CD shelf that my partner's mom gave us, so I put some of my CDs on it. Definitely not all of them. I have more than this, but here are some of my CDs. These aren't really alphabetized or organized at all. That's a project for a different day, but yeah, there's some of my CD stuff. We have more CDs down here. Books, CDs, movies, random crap. Some more CDs down there. Here's some of my other movies, like movies that didn't really fit on that Blu-ray shelf. So these are mostly like 4Ks and steelbooks and collections and Criterion stuff. This is all Criterion over here. And yeah, we have Switch and PS5 down here. You know, I don't have like a huge amount of Switch and PS5, so I just felt like it made more sense to have them on this smaller shelf in this room. And just some more random stuff over there. It's a cool Lord of the Rings DVD set. I have like 3 different. I have this Lord of the Rings trilogy, this 4K one. I have this Blu-ray one. I have this DVD one. It's kind of silly, but I really like all of those for different reasons, so I hang on to them. And yeah, that's pretty much the living room. My cats are catching on to me filming and talking to myself, and they're starting to get a little rowdy. They want me to pay attention to them and stop talking to myself. So Fern is down there trying to get me to play with her. Yeti got up to go over here and sit and look at stuff over there. That's what he likes to do, right, buddy? And yeah, that's the living room. Crazy in depth with this bathroom, but it's a pretty good bathroom. You know, we have a clawfoot tub. It's kind of nice. And then lastly, we have a bedroom. We'll just briefly look at this. We just painted this room this green color, and it looks really good. I really like this green color. This desk too, again, just looks nice against this green backdrop. And yeah, I have a bunch of artwork in here. It's mostly stuff that my partner has, but she has a lot of cool posters and things like that we have framed. Hi, buddy. Here's Yeti again. He's chilling out, waiting for me to stop talking to myself and start playing with him. I know, buddy. I'm almost done. Don't worry. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Collector John Cribz 2 apartment tour. That was fun. That was a lot of talking. My voice is getting really scratchy. But I had fun looking around, showing you guys all my stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little, you know, a little more thrown together than the stuff that I usually do, but I like doing stuff like this. I like showing people my space. So, yeah, if you guys have any like questions about anything that you saw, let me know in the comments. Hopefully I didn't put anything weird in there that I didn't notice. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Again, 10,000 subs. It's freaking crazy. I guess we'll try to get to 100K now. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll probably take me like at least 5 years to get there, but I don't care. I'll keep making videos until it happens, you know? Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'm Collector John. We'll see you guys in the next one.